Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football Saturday afternoon, and there's some massive news in the 2024 high school recruiting cycle as the number one prospect in the whole entire country, the number one quarterback, Dylan Raiola from Arizona, has decommitted from Ohio State. This one took me by surprise when I saw it on my Twitter feed. He was locked in to Ohio State since the summer. He took a few visits, I believe one to Nebraska, but remain committed to Ohio State. And this is coming off a couple days ago where Ohio State lands the number one wide receiver in the 2024 class as well. A little bit of a head scratcher. We'll talk about where he might end up going, why he might have decommitted before we get into it, though. Again, just want to say thank you guys for the support, for real. We love making these videos. We love talking college football, and the support you guys have shown truly means a lot. We're almost at 2,500 subscribers. We appreciate all the support, and the best thing you guys can do to support us if you enjoy the content is consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video. We appreciate you guys. Let's talk a little Dylan Raiola. Not much to talk about the player. I mean, he is a bona fide stud, like Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Quinn Ewers, like recruit, was locked into Ohio State. And if you're a top high school recruit at the quarterback position, Ohio State's a dream destination. You know they're going to have a really good offensive line, but more importantly, they're going to have elite wide receivers. Brian Hartline at Ohio State has done a phenomenal job developing receivers. It seems like every single year they're putting at least one or two guys into the NFL with the top 3 rounds. Now, Dylan Raiola obviously was intrigued by that. He could go anywhere he wants. He decides to go Ohio State because of what Ryan Day, what Brian Hartline are doing on the offensive side of the ball. Now, was the loss to Michigan something that maybe deterred him from going? I'm not really sure. I think the destination that he might be eyeballing now is Nebraska. Matt Rhule takes over the job, and the kind of the wrinkle in this story is his uncle coaches the offensive line and was one of the few guys who was retained by Matt Rhule. So he'll be going in and coaching the offensive line again. When they retained Donovan Raiola, his uncle, it was a little bit of a head scratcher to me too, because that offensive line was so bad for Nebraska. That being said, if you think that retaining Dylan Raiola's uncle Donovan even gives you a slimmer of hope of getting this kid, I mean, it's probably worth it, even if he's not a great offensive line coach, which from what I saw Nebraska's offensive line this year, it wasn't great. But this is a kind of guy that can change the trajectory of a program when you look at cracking the Big Ten title, making a college football playoff, which is what Nebraska wants to do. That, I mean, Nebraska has struggled the last couple of years, obviously under Scott Frost. They go out, they shell a ton of money out to not only buy out Scott Frost's contract, but go get a guy like Matt Rhule buying out his contract with Carolina as well. They're serious about bringing back the Nebraska program to national relevance, something they haven't really done for the last couple of years, almost for the last decade. The last time you really seen Nebraska as like a top 15 team was with Bo Pelini. Dylan Raiola is a guy that can change that. And if you can get a guy like Dylan Raiola, the talent's going to come. You look at what Texas did with Arch Manning. You sign Arch Manning. Everybody's looking at Arch Manning saying, I want to go play for him. If you're a wide receiver, if you're a running back, if you're an offensive line, like that, you're going to gravitate to that kind of star power, to that kind of talent. And if you have a good quarterback and you're a wide receiver, you want to go play for a good quarterback. Dylan Raiola is that guy. I mean, again, in the 2024 class, but he looks like a guy that could be playing college football right now. He's 6'3", 220 pounds. He's a phenomenal athlete, but also slings the ball at an extremely high level. And, I mean, from what I'm reading from high school recruiting experts, he's one of the best quarterbacks we've seen in the high school ranks. And he's from Arizona. So even Ohio State was kind of a weird destination. You're going kind of across the country. Nebraska's an even weirder one. That being said, the family relationship obviously probably playing a factor. Nebraska gets their NIL. I mean, they are a wealthy program. They have a lot of donors, and those fans care about Nebraska football. So no doubt NIL will play a factor as well. And Nebraska has gotten it done on that side too. I mean, last year they beat out a lot of really good teams to go get a guy like O'Shawn Mathis in the transfer portal. Now, other destinations he could go to, if you take a look at who he was considering before he committed to Ohio State, Alabama obviously wants to stay home, maybe in Arizona. You're not really sure where he's going to go. He didn't release a top 3 or a top 5. That being said, the last visit he took was to Nebraska. His uncle is still coaching at Nebraska. That seems to be where he might want to go. That's kind of our lead here. Now, he'll probably take some visits, but this is when you look at 2023 kind of winding down the commitments, teams are not focusing on that 2024 class. If you can get a guy like Dylan Raiola early in this process, it is going to dramatically help how programs can recruit in the 2024 class. He's going to attract a lot of talent. And again, that's something Nebraska has struggled with. Not only development, but the recruiting has not been great. But I think NIL will help Nebraska because those fans care so much, because they sell out every game, because there's so many eyeballs. I've been out to Nebraska. I've watched the game there. Some of the best fans in the country. They live and die with Big Red football. And it's a weird one. I think it's a weird one for a lot of fans when you're looking at, well, why would you not go to Ohio State if you're an elite quarterback and choose Nebraska, a program that had Adrian Martinez for 4 years and couldn't develop him? Nebraska hasn't been a team that's developed an NFL quarterback in a very long time. That being said, Matt Rhule is a very, very good coach and did a great job turning around programs like Temple and Baylor. So maybe Dylan Raiola believes in Matt Rhule's vision for this Nebraska program. Again, absolutely wild one. Just wanted to come on and talk a little bit about it because this is a very, very big deal in the 2024 class. And you wonder if Ohio State can keep together. They haven't had too many commits in 2024, but I mean, no doubt Jeremiah Smith, the guy, the wide receiver who just committed to Ohio State, was committed there because of Dylan Raiola. Interesting one to keep an eye on. They also have a lot of wide receivers from the 2023 class as well. Wonder if they keep their commitments. Very interesting one for Ohio State, for Nebraska, and quite honestly, the rest of the college football landscape. Again, appreciate you guys checking us out. Some massive news. And if you do like the content, you like talking ball, again, consider subscribing to the channel. We appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.